Hey everybody, it's Evan Sharkowski. Welcome back to more BioShock. Last time we made it through Fort Frolic and killed Sander Cohen. And finally got access to the next area, which I'm already forgetting the name of it. I don't know how I'm already forgetting the name. I don't know. Anyway, this time, well, it's the only thing we can do at this. Actually, hang on. Yeah, I still have one more little sister to take care of in this area. What am I thinking? So never mind, we aren't quite done with this area yet. Though I'm trying to remember where this last little sister was. To be fair, I haven't explored this area fully yet. So, okay. So I believe where I want to go is over there by that staircase. Okay. I cannot believe I almost forget that I had more little sisters to take care of in this area. And okay. Okay. I want to move that way. Wait, what? Hang on, what is... Okay, I hear Big Daddy. Where is this Big Daddy? And is this the one with the little sister? No, it does not look like it is. Dang it. Okay, so I want to go this way. You know, it really surprises me how much you forget after not playing a game for so long. Like, you would think I would, like... To be fair, like I said, I've only done one complete playthrough of BioShock 1, and like I said, that was back in 2015. So, wait, that's you invent. Okay, where is the freaking bot shutdown station? Come on. Okay, this is the one with... Okay, I need to research this thing, and please don't tell me the spicer got... Okay, good, it didn't. Wait a minute, I never forget... Hold up, what? Hold up, I thought I got a research level on the bouncer already. Huh, apparently I didn't. Okay. Okay, that takes care of the final little sister in this area. Now, if I could kindly... Okay, it gives us 480 atoms, so let's see what's over here. I'm still honestly surprised that I never went into this. Okay, where's the bot shutdown station? That would be very useful to me right now. Okay, come on. Where is the bot shutdown station? Okay. So, continuing the trend with me discussing whatever I feel like. Wait, what? Okay, anyway. I've already mentioned the fact that I'm going to be doing a day one Let's Play of Monster Hunter World. That's not going to change. Okay, thank you. However, over the last couple of days, I have decided that I am going to be Let's Playing a second game alongside Monster Hunter World. Wait, what? Hold up. What the? What? What? Okay, anyway. I'm not going to reveal what it is quite yet. Instead, I am going to just leave you guys with a hint. It is a Final Fantasy game and will not be blind, mind you. However, to give you a bit of a hint, it is not 4, 6, or 7 because I've already Let's Played 6. Then again, don't watch it. My Let's Play of 6 sucks. Just don't watch it. And it is from between Final Fantasies 1 through 10. So it isn't Final Fantasies 4, 6, or 7, and it's in the first 10 games. Main series games only. I will be revealing what it is tomorrow, and then starting that Let's Play on Friday, alongside Monster Hunter World. Now, of course, we now get to go to the next area. So let us commence. Hephaestus? I don't know. Now, the topic I wanted to discuss was the Final Fantasy games in general. It seems to me like the Final Fantasy fanbase, if I may be completely honest, is pretty toxic. It just... people continuously act like the only good Final Fantasy games were 1 through 10, which I honestly disagree with. In fact, frankly, the only Final Fantasies out of the first 10 that I really...
Watch yourself. Ryan's stirring. We best keep to our knitting. It's time to either run the table or go home empty. Ryan's got the genetic key to Rapture. We get that from him, and we get out of this hellhole. We don't, then you and I are ghosts. Now, would you kindly head to Ryan's office and kill the son of a bitch? It's time to finish this.
Okay, so I know there's 3 little sisters in here. Anyway.
I say Cohen's lost his touch, if you knew him well. When he used to believe in the work, in the struggle. Now, he rots in that Neverland, waiting for someone to come and tell him he still got it. I suppose that's why he let you live.
Anyway, for me personally, the only Final Fantasy games out of the original 10 that I actually really like are 4, 6, 9, and 10. That's it. 7 I really don't care for. 8 never bothered to finish. I hated the combat so much that it didn't make a difference. Whether or not the story was actually any interesting is, again, I hated the combat with every fiber of my being. I think they...
You can taste it, can't you? Andrew Ryan.
Anyway, I believe we have a bit of cutscenes coming up, so I am going to shut up momentarily. But many people have criticized me for not liking Final Fantasy VII. Keep in mind, I played Final Fantasy VII a lot later than most people did, so I didn't have the chance to grow an emotional attachment to Final Fantasy VII like nearly everyone else. In fact, Final Fantasy VII I played right before 9, which Final Fantasy 9 was so far outside of Final Fantasy 15, which I have not played yet. Final Fantasy 9 was the last game in the series I played, and I played that right after 7. So it's like, I just don't see the innovation. Sure, I'm pretty sure that if I had played Final Fantasy VII when it first released, then I probably would have loved it. Probably called it my favorite game in the series. But playing it almost 2 decades later, it just felt horribly outdated. And thus, I just didn't like it. Now, anyway, I am going to shut up because I'm pretty sure we have cutscenes coming up.
A worm looks up and sees the face of God. But look around. It's a regular convention of worms in here. They all had mothers, fathers, people who loved them. They got married, got their wives. What makes you think you're any different? I haven't chosen the spot for you on the wall yet. Let me know if you have a preference.
Okay, anyway. And don't get me wrong, I sort of understand why people like Final Fantasy VII. I just don't think it holds up. At least for me, I don't think it holds up nearly as well as people say it does. I don't think it holds up very well at all. Which is why I do think it really needs a remake very badly. I think it would greatly benefit from a remake. In fact, if the remake ever comes out, which honestly I'm starting to seriously doubt that, if the remake ever comes out, who knows? I might finally like it. I don't know. I never know, because again, I just never had a chance to grow an emotional attachment to it, even if oh, what?
I had to go jungle style with that filthy ape for 3 weeks, but he finally spilled the beans on how to get to Andrew Ryan. Generate a sympathetic overload in harmonic core number 3. That's simple. Now all I gotta do is figure out what the hell a sympathetic overload is, and for that matter, a harmonic core number 3. Piece of cake for an electrical engineer. Too bad I designed ladies' shoes. Gonna go see the grease monkeys left alive in heat loss monitoring. See what I can shake out of their trees.
Like all parasites who ever tried to walk in stolen shoes. I'd explain the science that renders what you're trying to do impossible, but that would be like playing Mozart for a tree frog.
Come on, you good for nothing piece of crap.
Come on. Oh! Wow, I did that so fast that... Wow. Okay, come on. Hang on, extra... Huh. Yeah, I'm... And I just realized that I freaking...
Rapture is coming back to life. Even now, can't you hear the breath returning to her lungs? The shops reopening, the schools humming with the thoughts of young minds. My city will live. My city will thrive. When that day comes, we'll use your tombstone for paving tiles.
Hey, what is that? I don't... Oh. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, hey. Okay. I will definitely take that. Wrench jockey, too. Okay. Come on. Let me frickin'... Now, I noticed that we got a bonus from, like, I noticed that we got a bonus that stated, like, oh, hey, freaking, bonus to health and Eve from the Little Sisters and such. Does that mean our health and Eve gets regenerated? Or the fact that we get more health and Eve when we deal with Little Sisters? Like, what? Okay. Huh. And I really need to spend these freaking... Wow, I need to spend... Wow, I really need to spend this atom. Like, holy crap, why have I not spent this atom yet?
Strikes me that Fontaine wasn't overly inconvenienced by his own demise. On New Year's Eve, these wretched splicers come streaming out of the poorhouses and stormed the proverbial barricades. Dead rot in the streets. Johnny and Jamie Citizen are lined up round the block for plasmids. Anything to help fend off the rabble.
But anyway, this brings up a point that I... Hang on, what? Okay, this brings up an interesting point that I mentioned at one point during my Bloodborne Let's Play, that it seems like a majority of the it seems like a majority of people's favorite Final Fantasy games, it seems like those are the first ones they usually play, which probably explains why people love Final Fantasy VII so much, because it was what got a lot of people into the series. Okay, the same goes with like Tales of Symphonia, for example. As I mentioned, I recently played it and I did not like it. So I got to thinking, why do people like Tales of Symphonia so much? Same answer as to why people love Final Fantasy VII so much. That might be because they started with Tales of Symphonia.
Imagine the will it took to create a place like this. And what have you built? Nothing. You can only loot and break. You're not a man. You're just a termite at her side.
Anyway, it just...
Let me tell you something about keyboards and all them university types. They're so smart, except when they ain't. I put a couple of drinks in him last week, and before I could say boo, he's telling me he's got the code to his office key to the date of Australia Day. Now's every week I slip in real gentle and nick a buck or two from the till. The Aussie never notices, and I ain't about to tell him. Seems like there's all kind of crazy stuff back there. Maybe one day I'll get more ambitious.
It just seems like a lot of people are influenced by... It just seems like a lot of people are influenced by the first game in the series that they play, which I don't agree with. I don't think that's a good way to judge what your favorite game in any given series is. You should judge games on their own merits instead of being like, oh hey, this is the game I started out with, so that instantly makes it better than every other game in the series. For example, with the Tales of series, I started with Tales of Vesperia. However, out of the Tales games I actually like, sorry Symphonia, I honestly like Vesperia the least. That's because I allowed myself to accept the fact that games like, for example...
I didn't recognize the twist that come into the shop today. Stacked like Sally and dressed to the nines. She's played her cards pretty close to the vest, but you ain't gotta be no college job to see that she's into some bad china. She was asking about magnetic locks and some such. I played it coy, but she took wise. After she showed me round her backyard, I gave her directions to Keyboard's tool shop. Rapture's gone to hell, but sometimes the great chain still cuts you a break.
Anyway, I didn't let the fact that I started with Tales of Vesperia influence my opinion of, say, Tales of the Abyss. I recognize that Tales of the Abyss is a much better game than Tales of Vesperia, even though, do not get me wrong, Tales of Vesperia is still an excellent game, and honestly, if you have the capability to play it, you really should play, because it really is a great game.
Before the final rat has eaten the last gram of you, Rapture will have returned. I will lead a parade. Who was that, they'll say, as they point to the sad shape hanging on my wall. Who was that?
And once again, this got me to thinking, why, like, how come I couldn't allow my nostalgia towards... Oh, yes, okay, good. There's a Gatherer's Garden right around here somewhere. Where that somewhere is, I can't tell.
To build a city at the bottom of the sea in South. But where else could we be free from the clutching hand of the parasites? Where else could we build an economy that they would not try to control, a society that they would not try to destroy? It was not impossible to build Rapture at the bottom of the sea. It was impossible to build it anywhere else.
Me, an assassin. Oh, that's rich. I could have gone along, I suppose. Spliced up. Forgot. I believed in this place. I believed in Ryan. But when it got hard, Ryan didn't believe in Rapture. Didn't believe in the Great Chain. He believed in power. And now this place is busto. And my girl is... gone. Worse than gone. One of those... things. So am I an assassin? Well, only one way to find out.
And then in 2015, when I played Tales of Fantasia, I had heard at a couple of points, that the Tales of Fantasia combat sucked. And do not get me wrong, that is true. Tales of Fantasia has terrible combat.
We have turned away from your light.
However, for me personally, I was able to overlook the terrible combat. The fact that the combat sucked so bad didn't bother me, and I really don't know why. It just never bothered me. I know it's extremely flawed and honestly terrible, but why was I not able to, why was I able to overlook the fact that the combat sucked so bad? Because as much as I love Tales of Fantasia, I will wholly admit the combat has aged about as well as Pokemon Generation 1. Actually, correction, it's aged even worse than that, and that's honestly a scary prospect considering how terribly Generation 1 has aged. And like I said, that's just a really big shame. Okay. Let's... let's... Okay, anyway. Let's okay, it just seems... Sometimes it just seems like... Okay, sometimes it just seems like... How do I explain it? Crap. In this case, let's go for... Let's go with shotgun damage increase. Anyway, it just seems like to me... And, wow, I lost my train of thoughts.
I'm sorry, Father. I'll do what you say.
Okay, now I remember. People seem, for some whatever reason, sometimes people just seem to refuse to accept the fact that Pokemon Generation 1 has aged terribly, and yet still acts like it's the best game in the series, which, why they think that, I don't understand. I mean, Generation 1 is it's terrible. I wouldn't say it's the worst game in the series. In my opinion, that's Pokemon X and Y. But Red, Blue, and Yellow, they definitely come very, very close to X and Y. The only reason I personally think X and Y is worse, if I may be completely honest, is probably because of disappointment. Keep in mind, I played Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Explorers of Time, Darkness, and Sky right before playing X and Y. Wait, what? Huh. Okay.
The basic casing is ready. I've got one charge of nitroglycerin in my office. That will serve as the catalyst. Now, I need a 4R34 lead shield wire stubs to pass the circuit. Then a half can of ionic gel. That's the pretty Betty of the mix. Should send the core into compensation mode, push power down the line and trigger the circuit breaker on Ryan's gate. Well, that's the theory. It'll either work like a charm, or blow up half of Rapture. Nothing ventured.
Okay, anyway. So that, once again, begs the question. Why was I able to completely ignore the fact that why was I able to completely ignore the fact that red, blue, and yellow were quite revolutionary for the time and just outright hate it, ignoring the innovation at the time? This is honestly a question I've pretty much struggled with for a while. I'd say I'm not exactly sure why I struggle with this question so much personally. I don't know. Maybe it's just something. But say, for example, the first Stronghold game. Honestly, I think it's probably the best game in the series. But that's just the thing. The gameplay has not aged all that well. Yet, I still love it. I love Stronghold 1 to death. And I will love it until the end of time. So, once again, this begs the question, why didn't I hate Stronghold 1? I mean, if it has aged so poorly, I should hate it. But for some reason, I still love it, despite the fact that it's over almost... I believe it came out in 2001. So, despite the fact that it's 17 years old, I still love it. So, I don't get that. Why do I love a game that is so old, despite fully admitting the fact that it is severely flawed? It just doesn't make any sense to me. That, once again, brings up the problem of the... let's say, nostalgia. Stronghold 1 was one of the first games I ever played. So does that mean I'm biased because of nostalgia? Maybe. I'm not entirely sure how to put it into words because, once again, Stronghold 1 was one of the first games I ever played. So, does that make me unable to accept the fact that there will be people who don't like it? Maybe. Maybe I won't be able to accept the fact that people won't like it. To be fair, more people really do need to play the Stronghold games. But that still does not change the fact that I will absolutely admit that the first Stronghold game has problems, but it seems like I should... It just seems like to me, and actually I forgot to... It just seems like to me personally that despite my proclaiming that I try not to be biased in terms of my views, I'm still biased anyway. Once again, when it comes to my view of the first Stronghold game. And I really don't get that. Okay. Okay. And this should seem like a pretty obvious thing. Hate a game that's severely outdated. That seems like the perfectly obvious thing to do. And yet, despite the fact that there is one mission in particular in Stronghold 1 preventing me from ever replaying it, once again, I cannot bring myself to hate it. And that is something that, honestly, I will fully admit, I don't understand. I do not understand why. I do not understand why I am. Wait, what? Okay, I see. That's what the point of those things were. Wow. Dang it, Evan. You've played through this game before. You should know that. Okay.
Do you guys have any idea there's a war on? If you don't follow proper maintenance on those big daddies, they burn through those R-34s like them Eve's apple berries go through penicillin. I've got Atlas's goons hitting us non-stop and 2 dead mechanics just this week. We need to control costs. If I wanted to deal with amateurs, I would have stayed on dry land.
Wait, what? Okay, anyway, sometimes I can name a lot of other cases where nostalgia kind of just, how do I explain it? Sometimes it just seems, even though, wait, what? Okay, what? My point mainly is you shouldn't let nostalgia blind you. If you play a superior game to a game you're nostalgic to, just accept the fact that that game is superior. And honestly, that's a lesson a lot more people could do.
Spies are dragging the young woman off right now. I'm certain she's one of Ryan's spies sent to fill me out. I think she is. If I'm wrong, an innocent girl will end up on Ryan's bloody trophy wall. If I'm right, Will, I'd best be right. The device is almost finished. I can't get soft now, I can't.
A man builds a city at the bottom of the sea. That's a marvel. Another man happens to be on a plane that crash lands on the same city in the middle of the ocean. Why, that sounds more like a miracle.
And honestly, I really should end it off here just because we are kind of running short on time. Anyway, I am Evan Sharkowski. I will see you in the next video. Bye. Okay, and actually, wait a minute. Actually, you know what? While I'm at it, I may as well just hack this. Of course, I say I'm going to end off the episode, and then I freaking wind up not ending it off. Crap. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna end it off here. Yeah, like I said, I am Evan Sharkowski. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.